Yo, yo, people, this is Dub FX.
Cade.
Andy V.
And this is Bass Island Radio.
Boom. Bam. Coming at you.
It's really great to have Dub FX, Andy V, and Cade on Bass Island Radio. Hi, guys.
Hello.
How you doing?
And I'm very happy to have been the media partner for some of your Italian gigs, some of your Italian dates. So how's the tour going?
It's going excellent, actually. Yeah, we did the first show in Rome, which was huge. There was like 1,300 people there.
Whoa.
And then we did another show in Bologna, and there was like 1,400 or 1,500 people at that one. And then we went to Milan, and there was like 3,000 people at that one. And yeah, so we're just really excited and happy that it's going so well. And now we've got Torino tomorrow night, and then the night after in Torino as well, and then Firenze on the last day.
Sold out?
Yeah, it's sold out. That's why we had to do it.
Wonderful. So you guys are performing together. Who does what? Let's see.
I babysit them both, and they do all the work. No, Andy is the new recruit.
I know that
to
role. I know something about it.
Well, we all have multi roles, but you know, Ben is obviously the man with the master plan and has his pedals and does what he does, what he's famous for. And now we've brought Andy in the mix, who is now doing the keyboards and bringing some horn sounds into it, and
Backup vocals.
backup vocals, and I've started to add some DJ elements, and we're trying something new. And this is the first run of shows with the new project, and we're going to launch it into the States and come back in Europe and do it all again.
Yeah, because we come from like basically I started off just doing it all by myself, and using minimal equipment to get the biggest possible sound.
Yeah.
Now that we're starting to get bigger shows and have bigger stages to play on, we want to try and fill that gap and sort of compete with all these major artists that are also, playing these big stages. So that's why we decided to get Andy involved to fill up the sound with some extra, acoustic sort of elements, organic vibes to mix with the bass lines and the beats that I've been making. And then Cade has been scratching. I mean, we were in a band together years ago, and he was always scratching in the band and rapping in the band with me. And so I was like, well, let's hone in on those skills as well and get you to just drop some samples, some scratching and some backing vocals. And it's coming together really nicely. This is a little trial for us, actually. This isn't like a proper tour. We just sort of like threw it together and thought, all right, let's see how it goes.
Last minute.
Last minute, exactly.
I heard like that in the future, you want to perform with a live band. So do you want to add more musicians, or is that enough?
No, we want to eventually add more musicians. Obviously it comes down to cost and price. When the festivals start paying us more money, then we can afford to bring more things on the road with us. At the moment, we've sort of found a balance where we can bring what we can and get a great sound and put on a good show. But we want to get lights involved. We want to do all kinds of stuff. Get drums, and I want a 3-piece horn section for Andy to direct. Maybe a real bass player and drums, guitarist. Backing singers maybe one day.
And a triangle player.
And the triangle player.
Yeah.
That's your
I can
job.
do that.
You can be a triangle player.
I used to do it in school. I was in the choir, and then I was a triangle.
Perfect. You have a
player.
job. Come and see me.
See? Good deal. And now your new album, Theory of Harmony, is your 6th album, in general 2nd studio album. And it's not just an album, it's not just the title of the album, but it's also a message, a philosophy, right?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, look, I came up with the idea for the name before I even wrote the material. I knew I wanted what I wanted to write about, and the Theory of Harmony encapsulated that. Theory of Harmony encapsulated that. So basically the idea is that, the theory of harmony within, music, or the theory of harmony within, energies of, human beings in general.
And I'd say it's quite different from the previous ones because you're rapping your own voice and there's also some drum and bass in it. Would you agree that it's quite different, quite new?
Well, it's the music that I've been playing for the last few years now. I mean, the songs on Everything's a Ripple, which is my first studio album, those were songs that I wrote even 10 years ago, up to 10 years, and I wrote them on guitar, and then I transferred them to the loop station and started singing them on the street. But now in my live show over the last 2 years, I've been using drum machines to make drum and bass at the end of my set. I'm doing beatboxing, of course, as well as that. So my plan was to sort of try and show off everything that I can do live, as well as a few extra things, by incorporating Andy V.
And you do everything by yourself, from writing to recording to producing your own tunes. I know you have a sort of battle, like internal battle, from like putting together the live aspects and the production aspects, which is what you like to do the most, right?
Yeah, you know more about me than I know about me. Yeah, look, I mean, you know,
Research.
when it comes to writing music, what I do is I come up with an idea and a concept that I want to write about, and I get as far as I can, and then after that, when I feel like it's still missing something, that's when I bring in other people and I get their ideas. So that's where Andy was on the album, because, you know, we always vibe together quite a lot, you know, and so I would say, you know, what do you reckon we should do over this bit? And he'd come in with a little piano line, and that would spur me to go another idea to do something else, and then we'd end up with a, you know, whole new song altogether, with Kate as well, you know, asking his opinion on things and getting him to drop some stuff on a track or two, you know. So it's like I like to incorporate as much as I can. But yeah, the live sound is very different to the recorded sound, but I think it should be that way. You know, I don't like it when I go and see a band and it sounds exactly like the CD. You know, to me that's boring. Whereas, so it's good to be able to mix it up.
What's your studio equipment like?
My studio equipment?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bit of a gear slut, actually. I'm a gear junkie, so I got a whole bunch of stuff, but I got 2 Lynx Aurora sound cards. I got a Neos, what's it called? SPL Neos summing mixer. I got Focal SM9 monitors, which are amazing. I've got a SPL tube vitalizer. I've got a Manly Voxbox vocal pre. I've got a Joe Meek pre as well. And then I got a bunch of synthesizer bits and pieces like a Minotaur and some other stuff. But yeah, mainly, I mean, most of the sounds in the album come from my pedal. And then I chop up drum hits, like drum samples, and make drum and bass grooves out of that and use them on the album as well. But yeah.
Some of that you were also giving away for the pledge thing you were doing. Is that still active or is that over?
No, that's over. That finished with, we managed to push it over the line and get 148%.
Whoa, that's great.
What's not over is the fulfillment side of it, which is killing us. So we just want to apologize to everyone. We are getting there. We're working on it. It's just we didn't realize how long it would take to do all the fulfillment. So.
By fulfillment, we mean, you know, all the sending out the CDs and the vinyls and all the T-shirts, because it takes so long. Especially we finished it in December the 1st, and for that whole period of December, nothing's open. Basically, no one's sending anything. So we couldn't start sending stuff out till like midway through January.
We need disposable cameras.
Yeah.
Remember that, Luca. Disposable cameras.
Write that down.
Right.
And after all these years on the streets and so many people you've met, places you've seen, what still amazes you? Is that something that still amazes you?
Music will always still amaze me, and the energy that is created between musicians that just, you know, like that groove out and just lose themselves in the music, that always will amaze me. But you know, meeting new people and having, you know, new experiences. I mean, this last 2 years of actually starting from last year, the Flower Fairy, she's not been touring with us, and that's been a very different, and it was hard to deal with in the beginning, and now I'm sort of getting used to her, not having her around, but I miss her like hell. But you know, I get to see her when I come home. But so a lot has changed. You know, the new experiences happen all the time now, because I'm not, you know, juggling my relationship with my work at the moment. You know, I can work as hard as I can, and I can actually do more things and do harder things. And so yeah, I'm just really into just doing new things.
Right. Next stage, you're off to the States, right? To America and then back to Australia, perhaps. Who wants us to tell the dates? Perhaps you know them better.
Yeah.
You
Andy.
do.
Okay, so so from here we're going to LA, a couple of shows in LA, and then on to Austin, Texas.
You forgot to mention that you're doing 2 solo gigs in Australia before.
Oh, nice. Say
He's flying back to Australia to do 2 shows.
I miss my surf, and I got to get in the water, so I booked a couple of shows to get down on, and then these guys are whipping me back to the States real quick. So we've got a lot to look forward to. It's a little bit overwhelming for me, having just jumped on last minute, but I'm slowly getting my head around what there is to do. The pace is very, very fast. These guys are seasoned warriors.
He's keeping up very well. I have to
True professionals, and I aspire to just get on their level as soon as possible, so we can just rack them up and kick them down.
So after LA, we do 2 in LA, then we do South by Southwest. We got like heaps of little mini shows in weird locations all around that. Then we go
in like intimate ones, some private ones, right? Some very small places. Nice.
Yeah,
The ones in LA are quite small, yeah.
the ones in LA as well.
Yep.
And then after that, South by Southwest, me and Andy go back to Australia, and we do a tour around Australia and New Zealand for 6 weeks. We're going to be doing 3 shows a week with a DJ artist called Opio. Have you heard of Opio? He's like a glitch hop DJ. He does works a lot with the glitch mob. And
yes.
Opio.
I got it. Yes.
And he also does remixes for Noisy. He's an incredible producer. He's amazing.
And he's Australian.
He's actually from New Zealand, but he lives in Australia.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, we're doing a tour around Australia and New Zealand with him. And then we're going to have one glorious month of freedom where we don't have to do anything of May. And then Andy's coming out to Europe pretty much in that month.
And festivals.
And then we come back in June and we start doing festivals all across until November.
Some big festivals too, which is good.
Yeah, Exit.
Yeah.
It's a long road.
Exit, Outlook, Strand. We're doing Pop.
Boomtown.
Wow.
We're not sure
Wow. We're still working on that one. And a reggae festival, a new reggae Uprising festival. Heaps of things. Lithuania, we're doing an open air festival. Granatos Live. So
fans can see the dates on the website, I guess.
Yes, go to dubfx.net and check it all out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, you guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Peace Island.